The Elm is a church for the city of Elmhurst, which is here in Queens. It's one of the most diverse areas in the world, and our people are from Elmhurst. And so that's why we actively care for our neighbors, because this is our home. We care about our home. The church started kind of as an idea 3 years ago, and then we officially launched it a year before the pandemic. And then, of course, we were about to open up, and then the pandemic hit.
Breaking news. The first death from coronavirus here in the United States. A man in his 50s dying.
And let's get right to the latest headlines on coronavirus, because there are
all bars across the city of New York will be closed.
Weekly jobless claims coming in above estimates at 1.3 million.
As of tomorrow, our public schools will be closed.
Now parents are left to make decisions about childcare and home learning in the age of a global pandemic.
Every night, it's like every few minutes you'd hear an ambulance screaming by as they were taking people to the emergency room. With that, there was people losing jobs, people who lost loved ones, and just trying to meet those needs were, it was just a lot.
It was really difficult seeing the families in our neighborhood suffer during the pandemic, with juggling full-time jobs, caring for their sick relatives, and guiding their children with remote learning.
And we live in a neighborhood that's already divided in many ways by ethnicity and race. So on top of COVID, now we're wrestling with, can I trust my neighbor? Can I trust the person that I've even lived with down the hall? But not only just that relational need, but there was definitely a need, a scarcity of resources as well.
It's not just the children that they're caring for the parents, doing grocery shopping for them, taking care of their job, and just a whole bunch of things that, the general public won't be able to see because it's, buried deep inside. That's why we created online programs such as Kids Call, where they can sing songs together, read an interactive storybook together, and see their friends. And it helps the parents break up their day a little bit.
So during that time, we really made an effort to be part of our local pantry. So the local pantry volunteered with us, Stacy's Pantry, where they served groceries and food to immigrants who needed it every Saturday morning. So we would have people there early as 8 o'clock just packing bags and then distributing them at 9 o'clock. And we served like hundreds, thousands of families there, partnering with this pantry. We were able to bring in $21,000 to support the pantry at the time, and at the height of the pandemic, that meant 2 months of food for thousands of families per week, distributing 2 to 3 times a week even. And that was our way to really respond in that time of need, especially then.
The Elm Church actually has a really strong volunteer culture, and so when we move on something, I think a lot of people rally around that. Coming to the pandemic, though, there was a lot of needs around us, whether it was like the PPE need at the hospital, the pantry, the school supply need.
Stacey City Mission in Elmhurst from Elmhurst Hospital. Thank you.
More recently, we worked with the mayor's office to bring a vaccination bus to the heart of Elmhurst. They set up at Broadway Park. It's really important that as a church that cares for this city, that we're caring for the city with the city. We're caring for the city with people in our city, that our neighbors are involved. Only then does it actually have meaningful impact, because it really honors the dignity of all of our neighbors to say you're not receiving as much as you are partnering with us to care for this, which is our home, our neighborhood. So as we care for our city, we do it with our city.